안녕하세요. 저는 Karen입니다.
Hello, Schrei here. Did you say your real name or Kaggi? Anyways, today we're going to be doing a couple of videos, but we're going to start off with our do's and don'ts of cosplay, as my cat Nico tries to get attention as well. So we're going to start off with a couple of do's.
First, if your kids are interested in it, do get them involved. Because it's always better as a parent, from a parent standpoint, to get your children involved in your own interests. That way they don't feel left out.
Second, encourage other people to cosplay what they want to cosplay, but know when to stop. We'll get more on this one later.
Yeah. And do cosplay a character that you feel emotionally or attached to, or a character that's personality or style is like your own. That way you're not forcing yourself to be someone you're not. You can be comfortable in your outfit.
When you meet people in cosplay, feel free to walk up to them and say hi.
We love that.
Always. At least if you say hi, introduce yourself, and explain why you're here.
If you want pictures, always feel free to ask. 90% of cosplayers, if you ask for a picture, if they're not preoccupied or they're not taking a break, they'll say yes. They have no problem doing it.
Just remember, always ask permission. I won't lie, if you were to take a picture of any of my cosplays and I were in a group or something, that'd be fine, but if you're coming up to me and you're taking a picture without my noticing or without my permission, it's actually an invasion of my privacy.
But if there's already a bunch of people taking someone's picture,
Oh, feel free.
feel free. It's free game.
When you're going to conventions, always bring snacks.
Yes, when you're buying breakfast, lunch, dinner can get crazy expensive, so stock up on ramen, chips, cookies, bottles of water. You're good.
Granola bars. Those ones are good too. Fruit snacks if you feel like you want something sweet.
Pop-Tarts for breakfast.
If you're
It
rooming
works.
with a bunch of people,
Everybody can pitch in a little bit.
have everyone bring something for everybody in the room.
Like, have one person bring a case of water,
One person bring the ramen.
one person get a few boxes of granola bars or any school snacks you'd send kids to school with.
If there's a problem and say somebody can't bring a snack or pick up a snack, then just have them bring an extra blanket or pillows.
If you have to cross borders to go to a convention and people in the room do drink alcohol, don't bring alcohol over the border. It's just a headache you don't want to deal with. Have someone there who lives there pick them up beforehand, wire them money, pay them back later, but it's a lot easier. And it'll save you half an hour to an hour talking to a customs guy explaining why you have a 40 of vodka in your handbag.
Trust me, it's hard enough going over the border if you're not bringing stuff for the night.
I got stopped. I was in costume. I had two kids with me one in costume, one not, trying to cross the border, and I got questioned over everything.
I was in kind of a character or cosplay that had a cocktail dress, but I was wearing a sweater over top of it. But it was still freezing cold, and they made us sit on metal chairs to wait for customs to ask us questions. That was not fun.
Oh, on a point with bringing kids across the border for a convention, obviously do it. It's definitely worth it to see the kids happy and stuff, but make sure you have everything you need beforehand. I mean, birth certificates, health cards, if they ask for it. If you're bringing a child that's not your own, make sure that you have a letter or a note from one of the child's parents to say that you have the child for this amount of time and for this reason.
And you have permission.
Yes.
Most conventions will actually provide a layout.
Yeah, they'll give you a form. It's a permission form, sort of.
Mm-hmm.
I took my friend's son last year with me, and I had her fill it out and everything for me. So if anyone asked questions, I had it. Better to be safe than sorry.
Again, on the topic of taking pictures, if you see an item that you want or you would like to show someone but you can't afford, ask, and you're at a table, ask them if you can take a picture. 90% of the time they will say yes, but there are some companies that don't want you taking pictures of what they have.
Yeah.
Whether it be because they're not supposed to have it or whatever, it's just...
Well, especially if you're going to, like, the artist's alley and you're taking pictures of stuff, that's their artwork. If you're taking pictures of a print that they made, what's to stop you from going home and printing off that picture yourself? You just don't do that. Ask permission.
If you do take a picture of someone's art or something...
Credit them.
Always credit them. Now, our long list of don'ts.
This can get a little crazy because we know some cosplayers who do things that they really shouldn't, and we know of some big name cosplayers who definitely do things they shouldn't.
We've been cosplaying for quite a few years, and yeah, it's definitely grown up. Like, our list has grown from this to, like, probably the size of the Empire State Building. That's just giving it an estimation.
To start off, if you've been cosplaying for a very long time, you know what it's like when you first start off. You know about having tight money, having limited skill set. If you see someone walking around, for example, I saw a 16-year-old girl. She was walking around in a costume clearly her grandmother made, and she was struggling with. And you see people with these credible costumes ragging on her. I had a chance to talk to her. It's her first convention, her first time cosplaying. You should not be putting her down and making her feel like she doesn't belong. You should be encouraging her to expand her horizons in creating her cosplays. Or encouraging her to, instead of saying, oh, this looks like crap, don't do that. Or instead of saying that, go, you did a good job on this, but maybe next time, instead of using this material, try using this material. Like, it will work out easier, or you'll find you'll have less issues with it.
Mm-hmm. If you're a big name cosplayer and you create an event, don't show up last.
Or if you like to consider yourself as sort of a leader in a cosplay community, if you are making an event,
don't show up
first,
last.
Be on time. That's number one. If everyone's sitting there waiting for you for an hour to show up,
and everybody else
wrong.
If everybody else has been there for a while, like say you're at a photo shoot you set up, and you decide to show up second last or last, don't take all the photographers away in one go. Everyone's there for the same thing. But if you're taking away everybody...
It's not an event focused on you. It's an event focused on the community.
We have experienced that.
Yes. Firsthand.
We were there for a few hours. We were still in the middle.
We were the first cosplayers there.
We left for a bit, got food, and came back. But the fact is, there were so many people there. 4 photographers. And what did the 4 photographers do? Every single one of them left with the same person when they arrived.
Granted, one person they did left with, her, compared to some of the others, her outfit was really good. But at the same time, you can't just, because of that, exclude everybody else who put effort into it, although it's not the best. Mm-hmm. They put effort into it. You can't just exclude them to focus on her because she spends months on end working on them.
I'm still mad, actually. On the topic of photographers, ask your model what she's portraying. Don't jump to the conclusion. It is the most annoying thing ever.
If you're a photographer, you don't need to make every costume a female is dressed up into sexy.
Say the person is dressed up like a doll. That doll should not be up against the wall, pressed chest to the bricks.
No, she should be like laying on the ground or sitting pretty.
Or killing people, as I would.
It was a Halloween photo shoot.
I like killing people in cosplay.
I've seen people who go dressed as a child's anime character. Seriously, in like an elementary school style uniform. And photographers are trying to do upskirt shots. Or push your chest together. No.
Yeah, it's not appropriate.
She's portraying a 10-year-old girl. What is wrong with you?
Back on that topic, actually. Not everything has to be sexy.
No, really doesn't.
I
My
mean-
Little Ponies do not need to be sexy. They are ponies.
They can be, considering they have a human side, but at the same time, Ewoks don't need to be sexy.
Chewbacca does not need to be sexy.
If it's a very furry character, and there is no humanization of that character at all, do not wear it as an excuse to flaunt your tits.
And again, children's characters should never be made sexy.
Ever.
No,
Because-
because Disney princesses, the Disney movies were not created for adults. They were intended for children, for the children to idolize these characters and look up to them and see what they go through and try to learn from their experiences. They do not need to see these people they look up to dressed like they come from a fucking Playboy magazine. There's something seriously
have to
wrong
bleep
with that.
We're gonna have to bleep that. Yes, we
I have a potty mouth. I apologize.
Disney has enough backlash without cosplayers trying to make it about sex. I'm just gonna throw that out there. If you're doing your own version of a character, by all means, feel free to do it, but do it within reason.
Show respect to the character you're trying to portray. If you like that character so much, don't make her look like a $2 whore.
If you're selling cosplays, this is a big one.
Yeah.
Cosplay value through wearing does not go up. It goes down because of wear and tear. Unless it is
Especially a wig. You should not be selling wigs anyway. If you've already worn the wig, you should not be selling it.
no. And do not try to pass off a Halloween costume as an actual cosplay outfit.
Don't try to pass off a Halloween wig as a cosplay or fashion wig. Halloween wigs are literally polyfiber and synthetic material that you can't do shit with. The wigs we're using are heat
You're making me
resistant.
have to edit so much of this.
Whatever. Heat resistance is important. You can't just sell somebody a wig saying, "Oh, this is an Ariel wig."
Mm-hmm.
And
Our friend was actually cheaped out on a cosplay she bought. It was an Ariel cosplay, but it was one.
the wig was shit, and she couldn't even style it.
The wig was a Halloween wig. The outfit itself was a Halloween costume.
I think she
But-
paid $40 for it.
Actually, I thought it was more close to $60.
It's about $40 to $60 somewhere. in
That
there.
is taking advantage of a newer cosplayer. Don't do it. It makes you look like a complete arse. I'm at least curbing my tongue.
Sorry, I can't.
You're gonna have to find bleeps for that.
You could do BTS logo over my face, and then yeah.
All right. So we've covered so far how to treat cosplayers, how to treat photographers, how photographers should treat cosplayers, selling your cosplays.
No, on that topic, if you're a commissioner and you're making
Nico.
cosplays or you're making props for cosplays, if someone has paid for the product and you have guaranteed them a certain time for it to be ready and delivered to them, that should be your priority. You should not just start working on something for yourself. This person has paid you money.
Speaking of, don't forget to contact those people about my birthday present.
Yes, that too.
She bought me some commissions for my birthday, and my birthday was back in September.
Yes.
Now, we're going to go back to the parent topic.
Well, I'm a parent myself, but we know other cosplayers who are parents and
Their children are not going to be happy.
they don't exactly have my outlook when it comes to parenting.
When you're taking your kid out to cosplay, let the child choose their cosplay. Do not force them into an outfit just because it matches yours.
If it's 80 degrees outside, don't make your kid go out in a full mascot costume. That's hot, okay? They're going to have a hard time breathing. They're going to get heat stroke.
Your kid will not want to be a cosplayer if they're treated like this. Do not take priority over your costume of your costume over your child's. If you're going to a convention with your child,
your child's costume should be your number one priority. Unless that child wants a Halloween costume for a costume, fine. That's their decision.
But don't put their costume below yours just because you think that everybody's there to see you. I know that sounds mean, but you should be embracing your child's
believe me, I get it. It's your thing. You want to go out, have fun. You want to enjoy your time and dress up nice. I do too. And I have kids, but if it comes to me dressing up over my kids dressing up and having a good time, I'm going to pick my kids. I will go in street clothes if it made me putting time for my kids number one.
Mind you, because she and I cosplay all the time together, that's not an issue.
My youngest wants to dress as Beast Boy. So I have to find body paint, I have to find everything, but his costume's going to come first. I've put my Katana cosplay on the back burner for, 2 years?
I'm technically supposed to be helping her with it, but until she gets the material, I can't get any further.
Yeah, but like I said, that's not my number one priority.
No. We have actually taken time out before working on our cosplays. I don't have kids, but I help her with her kids. We have both stopped what we were doing and worked on her kids' costumes before we finished ours.
Yeah, we do the zombie walks. We took my kids to the zombie walk last year, and yes, we did our makeup and stuff, but we did our makeup 2 hours prior to the time we had to leave. That way we had those 2 hours to focus on the kids. Do the makeup they wanted to be done. Like, my son didn't want a lot of makeup on his face. We didn't do a lot of makeup on his face. We just put blood everywhere. My other son wanted eyeshadow.
I scared the crap
powder, everything. So that's what we did.
I scared the crap out of my mom when I came home that night. I come home and I'm still all ready in my zombie outfit, and she just looks at me, she goes,
I looked pretty gruesome. I'm not gonna deny that.
Yeah, we both did.
I had blood literally from the bridge of my nose down my chest.
I had a hook in my face, but the hook fell out.
Bite marks everywhere.
We're veering off topic. Group cosplays.
Yes. Well, cosplay concepts should not be decided by one person. It should be decided by an entire group that's involved.
If you are in a group, please remember, name is not important. If you do have a cosplay group, most cosplay groups actually end with the word pro in their name. Kaggi's name has actually been taken by 2 other people, one of which has been using it, and upsetting Kaggi, actually, and me, as an excuse to push me out of it. Because I don't go under the name Yami Yuki.
Which she has her own reasons for it, but Yami Yuki was not originally a group name. It was my cosplay name.
See, I'd have no issue with it if she wasn't using, if people would stop using the excuse of her name. Most cosplay groups, they're not made with the intent to push other people out, but to embrace other people. You make a concept, it's not made for one person if you make that concept to be a group.
If not everybody in the group wants to be involved in that concept, that's their decision.
I didn't want to be in Fairy Tale.
But you can't just go like, this is what we're doing, and if you don't like it, too bad. You have to be like, I want to do this concept. If you're interested, let me know.
Hey, Fuzzbutt.
If not, we can try to...
Kiara, sit down.
Think of a concept we can all do together, or we can do this concept now and do one of your concepts later.
I'm behind her tail.
Give me your Fuzzbutt.